Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back. So I want to do a quick first impression on this fragrance that just came in. It is Smoky by Maison Alhambra. It's technically not a first impression. I sprayed it on yesterday when I got in this recent haul, but I sprayed on like 4 different fragrances. So I was like, it doesn't count. So today, woke up, took a shower, put on, typical thing, put on my lotion, coconut oil. I always make sure to hydrate my skin very well, drink 2 cups of water, so, we're locked in as far as hydration goes. And I was like, okay, so when I sprayed this on yesterday, when I first got in all the fragrances, I sprayed this on and I was like, maybe I just wasn't in the right mood for it. Because honestly, even some of the other fragrances that weren't quite as sweet as this one were kind of irritating me. So let me kind of show you the ones I got in yesterday. I made a quick video on them yesterday. So I got Eternal Uden by Latafa. I got Smoky by Maison Alhambra, Fierte, and I got Afro Leather. I actually really liked this one. But like I said, today I got up, fresh start. Like I said, showered, hydrated my skin, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna douse myself. So even though it's really sweet, I was like, I don't care. I gotta give this a fair chance. So I wanna do my first impression. I just threw this on about 15 minutes ago. Like you guys know, I'm kind of an oversprayer. So I did 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. So I actually threw on 10 sprays, which I might regret later because this is very sweet, kind of syrupy, which I wasn't expecting, man. When I threw this on, it almost reminded me a little bit of BR 540, Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait. So I haven't looked at the notes. I'm interested to see if it kind of has some rose in there. But something about it, when I threw it on, it almost smelled a little bit like BR 540 Extrait to me, but even sweeter. And, tobacco it can be very sweet. It can also be just kind of like rough. This kind of reminds me of when I used to smoke a lot of blunts and I would empty out the gar guts. I would empty out the tobacco, whether it was a white owl or I don't know, whatever I was using to roll up my blunts back when I used to smoke. It's kind of what this reminds me of. One of those very sweet cigarillo. It's just got like a very sweet tobacco going on, and I didn't think it was gonna be that sweet. And that's one thing I feel like a lot of reviewers don't do a good job of sometimes, is really warning you when something's like, just remember this is very this, or just remember this is very that. This is extremely sweet, you guys. This is very sweet. It's a very, very sweet tobacco. Yeah, you get the tobacco, but that sweetness is really kind of taken over. But yeah, like I said, I just threw this on like 10, 15 minutes ago. So I'm gonna give it a full day's wear, and I'll probably come back and do a full review after giving it, 2 or 3 days of kind of wearing it at least twice. I like to at least fully wear a fragrance twice before I do a full review on it. But yeah, this is my first impression on Smoky by Maison Alhambra. This used to be called Tabac, but they had to change the name because it was too similar to the OG Tabacler. I mean, it was so easy to tell what it was cloning that they probably, ran into some problems there. But off of initial review, like I said, I don't want to count yesterday because maybe I just wasn't in the right mood yesterday. And even some of these other fragrances I threw on, they smelled too sweet for me yesterday, even though I know it's not the case because they're not like overly sweet. Today, I don't know, in a different mood. And after throwing it on, I actually really like this. Like I said, it's a sweet tobacco, but I think today it's not coming off as sweet as it was yesterday for whatever reason. Like I said, I don't know, maybe I was just in a weird mood yesterday. But yeah, I gotta give this an 8.8 off of initial smells. I like this. I gotta give this an 8.8. I'm gonna sit with it for the rest of the day. Like I said, I fully doused myself in it. I just went balls deep today. 10 sprays with a very sweet fragrance. Let's hope it doesn't backfire. But yeah, I like this, dude. Yesterday, I would have probably given this like a 7.5 because it was just so sweet. But today, it's nice. I do really like it, so. It's my first impression, you guys, of Smoky by Maison Alhambra. Definitely excited to come back and do a full review on this once I've gotten some wears out of it. But yeah, that's it for today, guys. I give this an 8.8 out of 10, just off of first impression. So yeah, guys, stay tuned, and I'll definitely do a full review on this in the next few days and let y'all know what I think and what I find, and you know, maybe kind of how it sticks on clothes. That's another thing I do like to throw into my reviews that not many reviewers speak on. Is I always like to give you guys insight on how it dries down on clothes. Obviously, you're typically gonna get better longevity on clothes, but there's certain fragrances that dry down very different on clothes than they do on skin. Sometimes they dry down really almost exactly the same, kind of like Liquid Brune. Liquid Brune, you get the same thing on clothes than you do on skin, at least on my skin. But then I've had other ones that it's like, ugh. Sometimes they don't dry down the same on clothes, and I actually don't want to be spraying them on clothes. So, yeah, so that's it for this one, you guys. This is Smoky by Maison Alhambra, 8.8 out of 10, first impression, and stay tuned. I'll definitely do a full review on this in the next few days. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch y'all in the next one.